What up, y'all? It's your boy Dre.
And this year Cash.
We back with another video.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
As y'all see, we got 2 viral ghost stories from TikTok.
But it's more.
There's more.
But these are the top 2 right here that we want to react to.
Yeah, we want to check these out right here. If y'all like this content and enjoy it, make sure y'all give it a thumbs up, share it with your family and friends. Send us some videos y'all want to see us react to as well. And let's get into it.
Let's get into it. I'm ready to see it.
I'm ready to see.
I've literally watched all the stitches to this video, but this story that I'm about to tell today, even though it happened years ago, still gives me chills, and I feel like it has a lot to do with why I quit my job. So I used to work in long-term care, for those of you that don't know, pretty much a nursing home. I was a certified nursing assistant out of high school. This was my first big girl job, okay? So when I first started, I didn't know a lot about the different types of shifts, but there's pretty much 7 to 3, 3 to 11, 11 to 7. I worked the 7 to 3, which was 7 o'clock in the morning until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. As time went on, I slowly started to transition to 3 to 11 to work around my college courses. But every now and then I would pick up an 11 to 7 shift. It didn't take long before I started working there where people were telling me about this one particular resident that had an issue with people of a certain color coming into his room. I didn't have too much interaction with this resident because, like I said, I only worked 7 to 3, and you didn't have to do a lot for him. Just go in and check on him and make sure he was okay. Bring him his food tray. Every now and then he might ask you for help to go to the bathroom, but that was about it. I had heard that this resident could get kind of nasty sometimes. I also heard that he had dementia, so he was like seeing stuff. And I also remember going in his room a couple times and seeing all of the mirrors in his room covered up. This is gonna come back later. So on my first 11 to 7, we'll call this nurse Patty. Patty pulled me aside and she was like, hey, this is the list of people, pretty much doing a report for when I first, clocked in, starting my shift. She told me who I had, who was total assist, which I had to do everything for, and who I could pretty much, let. So I noticed that this list had this certain patient's number on it, this certain resident's number on it. His room number was on there. But instead of it saying, just limited assistance or whatever, it was like total assist. So I asked, I'm like, I know I have him during the day and I just go in and check on him and make sure he's okay. If he rings the call light, I'll go in. But other than that, that's about it. When did he become a total assist? So she proceeds to tell me that the night before, he got so scared and so frantic and thought something was in his room that he jumped out of his bed and fell on the floor and did something to his hip. So at this point, currently, he's a total assist, meaning I have to go in, I have to check on him, I have to do everything for him. I say, cool, no problem. I start doing my rounds, I start checking on my people, passing out ice water, changing people, as I normally do. Literally, not even 15 minutes into my shift, his call light is on. I go in, I make sure everything's okay. As soon as I get in, I kid you not, this man is literally in the fetal position. I walk up to him and I ask him if everything's okay. Obviously, when I walk up to him, I'm very careful because, like I stated before, he did not like people of my color coming into his room. Right. During the day, he would make a big deal out of this. Like, if he could get a nurse or a nursing assistant of a different color, he definitely would. He did not pay that any mind. He literally jumped straight into, they're in here, they're after me, please help me.
Ooh.
I'm looking like, who is they? Hey, right. He's like, you don't see that little boy behind you? No, I can't say that I do, sir. So it took me literally 15 minutes, and by the grace of God, I was able to calm this man down. We're going to call him Mr. Johnson. After I calmed Mr. Johnson down, I left out of the room, and I went and did my rounds like usual. Literally, not even 10 minutes later, he's back on the call light. I said, okay, maybe he's got to go to the bathroom or something. I don't know. So I went in, checked. This time when I went in the room, I noticed that the room was extremely cold. Extremely cold. When I went in there, earlier, it was not cold like that. Now, the nursing home, that nursing home in particular was a little colder on the graveyard shift. But when I tell you it was cold to the point where I could see my breath cold. At this point, not only is he in the fetal position, but he is also under the covers, and he is also crying. So I walk up to him. I lift the cover up. I look under the cover. Again, he's sitting under there. We make immediate eye contact, and he's like, help me. Please, help me. So I'm trying to calm him down because whatever he's seeing, I'm just not seeing it. So I'm like, Mr. Johnson, I'm going to need for you to cooperate with me. I'm going to need for you to tell me what's going on so I can better assist you and we can get through this shift together. At this point, I'm doing what I've been taught to do for somebody who's going through a dementia or Alzheimer's crisis, which is what I was told that he had. He calms down a little bit and he literally just starts talking. And when I tell you this got crazy quick, it got crazy quick. So he's telling me that when he was younger, about his 20s or 30s, he was married to a young woman. We're going to call her Maggie. Him and Maggie had just bought a farm. It was literally just him and Maggie, and before you knew it, Maggie got pregnant. Back then, it literally wasn't uncommon to have people of color hired as help to help you on the farm, to help you raise kids, whatever the case may be. This was post-slavery, but people was very much still feeling entitled to doing whatever they wanted to do to people of color. So that's the time frame we in. He tells me that months go down the line, whatever. He goes and he wakes up early one morning. He sees that his wife is a little uncomfortable. She tells him, like, maybe the baby's coming or whatever. He doesn't think nothing of it. He goes out, get on his tractor, and he does his farmer work. He has a farm hand named Tommy. Tommy is a black man, okay? Around lunch, he's guessing is when his wife went into labor while he was still out in the field. His wife called her mother-in-law, which was Mr. Johnson's mom, her sister-in-law, and his brothers came as well. Everybody's making sure that everything's going okay. The baby is finally born at some point. When the baby is born, I guess everybody in the room looked around at each other and realized that this baby was not in no way, shape, or form white. The brothers immediately take the baby and they go outside. His mom sits there with her and they go. They snatch this baby and they take the baby outside. Meanwhile, all this is going on. Him and Tommy are still out in the field. They took this baby out into a body of water, and I would not be saying what they did to this baby, but you can only imagine for this time period. Wow. Him and Tommy finally wrap up their work for the day, and he heads back to the house. When he gets inside the house, he sees his wife sitting there with his mother. His wife is crying. His mom's just sitting there irritated and pissed off. He asks what's going on, and that's when she gives him the whole rundown that your wife was pretty much sleeping with your field hand, and this is the situation that you're in. So he asks, where's the baby? And the mom says, your brother's taking care of it. Don't worry about it. You need to figure out what you're going to do with her. Meanwhile, this is going on. His brothers have went and got Tommy out of the field. The things that they did to Tommy, again, I cannot describe it here on TikTok, but just imagine the torture and everything that he went through. They literally just left him there in that field. They left him there in the middle of the field. This man proceeds to tell me that when he finally figures out what happened and what his brothers did, they literally acted like nothing ever happened. And every night, Tommy and his son will come and visit him like clockwork. At this point, when I tell you the chills are running up my spine.
Him and the son.
Literally every hair on my body is sticking up. I don't know what to say. I'm like, when they say frozen in fear, I was frozen in fear. Because it's like, as soon as he told me that story, I could pick up on what was in the room. Before, I couldn't pick up on what it was, but I could immediately feel something else in the room with us. After he told me the story, I finally got him to calm down and he went to sleep. He slept for literally a couple hours, and at this point, we're at 3 o'clock in the morning. Like clockwork, he hits that call light again. I go back in. I remember walking into the room, and all of the sheets were taken off of the mirrors, which I thought was very strange because he wanted his mirrors covered up for a reason.
Right. Yeah.
I went over to Mr. Johnson, and I touched him to make sure that he was okay, and this man was ice cold. He had died. As I went to leave the room to go contact a nurse, oh my God, I'm getting chills. I'm literally passing by this mirror.
I think I'm getting chills.
And as I'm headed out, on my left is a mirror. I turn and look in the mirror, and behind me, to the far wall of Mr. Johnson's room, I see a taller figure, and I see a shorter figure standing beside this taller figure that I would say is probably about the height of a 5-year-old child. I have never seen nothing like that in my life. Ever. And I cannot explain the amount of fear that ran through my body. But I got out of that room so quick, I will tell you that. The crazy part is that when the nurse came in, we could not understand how these mirrors got uncovered. Even the one in the bathroom was uncovered. The one in his room was uncovered. Again, this is a man that just hurt his hip yesterday. There's no reason why he should have been out of bed taking these blankets off this mirror, and I know he wouldn't have done it anyway. Exactly. Also, the fact that she felt like he had been dead for longer than I said he had.
What?
But again, I had just talked to Mr. Johnson.
Yeah.
I had literally just talked to him. So I don't understand how a dead man talks, but maybe y'all can let me know. And when I tell you, baby, I only lasted 3 more days after that. I didn't sleep for days. I said, I'm not coming back. Y'all ain't gonna work.
That was crazy.
Yeah. I don't think they that's spiritual reparations right there. Yeah. That's what I heard. I heard about that, and I heard sometimes like if something happened like a long time ago, like especially during that time, the slavery or like that time when people, especially black people, was getting messed up or whatever like that, and and they get older and they end up dying. Not dying, but like, you know, they end up getting older and, you know, spirits come back. Like, they want, you know, they want to get back.
So, like they say in the spiritual realm, there is no time.
Right.
So he's that age and they still never forgot. I guess it's in their time. It's time they got him back. Wow. Boy, and all the mirrors been uncovered and everything.
For her to tell that story is
it give you like chills for
really
real.
Give you chills because like stuff like that actually do happen. Because I know I heard about spiritual reparations a long time ago, but you know, sometimes you're like, but that stuff actually
getting into it.
Yeah, like when we start looking up those things, whatever like that stuff actually happens. What do y'all feel about that? How y'all feel about that story? But I don't think I can't say she shouldn't have been scared because, of course, if you don't know anything about that.
If you don't know nobody, you get scared.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, let's get to the next one.
Yeah, they had to get their get back.
Unbelievable, but it's entirely true. I'll go first.
So this actually happened to me and my mom. So she's my witness. And I know people think when I tell the stories like this girl is chasing, she's reaching. Not. Okay. So we had a pastoral banquet, our pastoral anniversary banquet. And so it was on a Sunday, last day of the banquet. And we got the chairs from no other place than a funeral home. So we returned the chairs, of course, back to the funeral home. My mom called a lady like, hey, we're getting ready to bring the chairs. And so the lady was like, just take the chairs, drive around to the back and put them on the by the door on the back because no one is there because we're at a funeral. Mm-hmm. Remember that part, okay?
Yeah.
Cool. So when me and my mom go drop the chairs off, we just unloading the chairs because we're not knocking on the door or nothing because she said there's nobody there. Mm-hmm. Okay, great. We unloading the chairs and everything. And then I said, Ma, I think I seen that curtain move like that. I guess she didn't hear me because she kept unloading everything and, it was just going on. And then after that, somebody opened the door. This big brown-skinned, bald-head guy opened the door, heavy set. And Mom was like, oh, you scared me. That man said, oh, I was just sleeping.
And then he goes nobody's supposed to be there?
It's not the dead you should be afraid of. It's the ones that are alive that will kill you.
That's what you always say.
I heard that before. My mom used to always tell me that.
Anyways, so we continue on, My mama, she go ahead, boom, unload the chairs, whatever. And the man proceeds to get the chairs from us and take them inside. But here's the thing. Whole time the man was unloading the chairs, he never got the chairs off the truck. He only put the chairs inside of the funeral home. So he never stepped out of the funeral home itself. But we paid no mind, whatever. So we get all the chairs unloaded. That man told us, now y'all have a blessed day now. We get in the car, Mom probably got 30 seconds down the road and had to pull over at a gas station because she literally was scared shitless.
I would literally be too.
Had to go take a shit because she was scared shitless.
Scared
so after that,
literally,
we talked to our encounterment to a family member, and my aunt, she's very nosy, very nosy. So she not called up to the place. She goes up to the place and was like, I just came to let you know that my sister dropped the chairs out, and the lady said, yeah, we got it from off the back porch.
Wait a minute.
Ain't he put them in there?
My aunt no, the man had to put them on the inside. The lady said, what man? She the man that was here with the suit on. This man had on a suit and his tie was untied. On a suit. Then my aunt looked over to a picture and it was the man on the picture. The dead man helped us put the chairs inside the funeral home. So we thought.
So I'm about to say,
we don't even know who this man is. And see, we've used this funeral home before because it's like a community funeral home or whatever. I've never seen that man ever before until that day. And obviously, I've never seen him afterwards for obvious reasons. But yeah. So that's what happened.
Wow.
Wow. So his spirits
Still lingering on.
Still in the funeral home?
It must be either been a person that used to work there, died.
Could have been that.
And he's still
used to being there, yeah, doing work
or whatever like that. But it's so crazy because I know that person on the other end was like, "What man you talking about?"
Thinking they crazy.
Because at first they thought they put the chairs on the inside because he was putting it on the inside, but then when they found out,
because they had told him to put it on the outside.
Yeah.
Remember? Mm-hmm. But the man was helping, but he never came out.
Right. He never came out the funeral.
I guess he couldn't step out.
Right.
His spirit couldn't step outside of there.
Dang. That I would have been just like your mom.
He was asleep. Mm-hmm. He said he was asleep.
And he told him don't be afraid of death. It's alive. You shouldn't be afraid of. My mom used to always tell me that too all the time.
That's true though.
It would have scared it out of me too, like how she said.
She had to pull over.
She had to pull over and like think like what just happened back there.
I like that.
Yeah.
Those two stories been good.
Especially the first one.
That first one.
The spiritual reparations. Yeah.
And his mirrors got uncovered. Mm-hmm. He didn't do it.
Nope.
They did it.
They did it. I guess they wanted to see. Like, they wanted people to see, like, it was those two, I guess, because she was the only one coming in. Well, I guess she was the only one witnessing that. Mm-hmm. So I guess they wanted her to see those two.
Well, I wondered what... I don't know, because I heard things before, too, about mirrors being portals.
Right. I heard about that.
I don't know, because that had been it, too. Mm-hmm. Like, keeping it covered up or whatever. He was seeing them a lot there, so he just keep them covered up.
Yeah, he probably seen them in the mirror, so he didn't want to see it. That's why he covered all the mirrors up. Well, I don't know, but y'all explain, whatever y'all think would happen, or
give us your feedback.
Like these two TikTok viral. I
like this.
Yeah, I want to keep going. Yeah, I want to keep going and making these type of videos for real.
If y'all have any other people that y'all want to see us,
like if y'all have any videos that y'all feel like we should react to, send us an email. Like let us. So we can get it together and react to it. We can watch it together, get our snacks.
That was creepy. I think about it.
Blankets, just get comfortable. We all have a good time. We all conversating, and in the comment section, whatever like that, and just get into it.
So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video with your friends and family. Let's all chime in. Mm-hmm. Other than that, y'all be safe out there. We'll catch y'all next video.
Catch y'all next one.